Hi. My name's Mark Grist. I live in the British city of Peterborough. I used to be an English teacher. I'm approaching middle age, and I really want to learn how to rap. Last time on Mark Can't Rap. Thank you. My name is Mark. I'm a poet. I don't normally write stuff with music. As I start performing, I realise the crowd are going to teach me something. They're teaching me that they really, really don't give a shit.
I had a feeling that you might be an MC.
Yeah.
Because
there you go, man.
Yay, there we go. It's been a month since I performed at Sam's, and meeting Declan has given me a real boost. Having someone say they thought I was an MC, someone I'd not met before, it's got me thinking, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. So by this point, I've got 5 tracks for a mixtape. I head over to my mate G's house. I first met G at a friend's birthday in a bowling alley. We've been friends for years now. He produces music under the name Juxta. He's got a really strong back catalogue. His tracks have appeared on Radio 1, 1 Extra, Radio 6 Music. He's worked with loads of artists and even spent a few months working over at Abbey Road, so I know I'm in a safe pair of hands. I drive over for our first session, nervous, but also a little bit excited. I'm aware of how describing this sounds like me also sort of going on a date. His studio is in the spare room of his house. G lives in a cul-de-sac just south of Peterborough. His house is on the market, so I have to squeeze past a for sale sign as I'm heading in. He greets me at the door, offers me a glass of orange squash, which I accept, and we head upstairs to a spare room with a mic in one corner and a desk in the other. Our first takes are not great. Brought to my knees, soaring beneath. Sorry. It isn't easy living life with an addict. I keep finding her crap left behind. Sorry. 3. Yo. Sorry, I just said yo. So we go again. Infer sure that each cup of weak stuff I'm nearer to freedom. Still you keep shaking. And again. I put the milk in first, sure that each cup of weak stuff I'm nearer to freedom. Still you keep. That's great. Fucking. We're gonna get it. This is. And again. Infer sure with each cup of weak stuff I'm nearer to freedom. Still you seem negative. Okay. Take 129. Let's go.
No, that was take 129. This is take 130.
130. Okay, take 130. Let's go. Eventually, we have a breather, and I figure it's time for an honest conversation. How am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
a bit more consistency would be nice, but it's good. It's good. You're getting there.
Really?
Yeah, at least you know where the headphones are now.
Oh yeah, I didn't know where the headphones were. Didn't know how that worked. All right. So yeah, better on that.
But yeah, no, it's quite smooth. You definitely get the hang of this.
What do I need to improve on still right now to make this better?
I'll say one thing I'd like to see more is mic presence. Like, sitting here now and listening to you recording over this beat, if I know, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, if I was sat, do you know what I mean, watching you in the theatre, you'd be nailing every little part of it and smashing it. So you just need that confidence to get to that point on the mic.
Okay, that's the one thing everyone has said so far. All right.
It's the whole glitz and glam, you know what I mean? You bang on like MTV Bass or whatever back in the day, and like you're seeing all the flash cars, and you're like, you want that lifestyle. And I think the people who portray confidence within themselves, whether they're good or not these days, it seems like it just resonates with people.
Big dick energy.
Literally. You could be spitting the worst bars anyone has ever heard, but if you do it with conviction, you say it with your chest, people will listen.
Say it with my chest. Okay. All right, I'll try doing that. We start up again. Mark Grist, calm as a spar trip, grasping like a tar pit, sparring mast, ninjas above Scotland Yard, arms ripping through plaster, clipping the charge before the spark hits, half man, half myth, like blowing heart into your cartridge.
That's the best so far, and that was so close.
And again. Half Tony Stark mixed with half but no. And again. Midnight in the Park. Sorry, go back in. For days. Until we're out of time.
Yeah, that's massive improvement on the rough draft. If you were going to play like both of them side by side now, I reckon you'd hear a massive, massive difference.
I still don't really understand what makes a good track or delivery. I don't really know what I'm doing. 4 tracks finished. Not the 5 that I was hoping for. I mean, that's pretty slim for a mixtape. And I'm pretty sure that I hate it. The music sounds fine, but I just sound wrong. I send one of the tracks over to Shay, the highs and lows one that she suggested I write. I wake up the next day to a voicemail.
Wow, Mark, you did such a great job on Highs and Lows, man. Listening back to it, and I was on a train, like watching everything go by. I feel like you touched on subjects a lot of people can relate to, and it's like you can really hear your honesty. Like it's like you can hear that you just let go, and you were like, I'm just gonna share how I feel, and I'm not gonna hold back. Like talking about the bipolar feelings, talking about how balancing work and family life, and that last line of like being on a windowsill and wanting to step off. Like you can really hear everything in it, and I love that. The thing is as well with your delivery, like you are rapping, but I can still hear like the spoken word part of you, because there's times that you slow down and like I can really just hear, it sounds like you're having a conversation, and then it kind of goes back into a flow, and I feel like the chorus, that kind of little chant, it really suits the track and goes back to a rap flow, so it kind of ties it all in. I think you did really, really good. I'm sure sometimes it's hard to listen to sad or like difficult situations back that you rapped about, because it can surface all those feelings again. And sometimes you can listen back and be like, "Rah, I did such a sick job of like getting it all out in rhyme." So yeah, I think you should be so proud. I'm really, really glad that you did it, and I think Highs and Lows is a really strong track. Big up, man.
Hearing Shay say all that makes me think maybe I'm being too critical. Shay's happy with what I've made. She's impressed by the honesty of the track. So at least I can be proud of that, of being honest. And being honest in rap still takes craft. I still rhyme multiple syllables. I've got lots of internal rhymes and images. I've been able to fit it to the beat too. I've been able to flow my ideas, and yet all of that never stops me being honest. I was able to do all that and stay in control. I'm not saying it's perfect, but there's no way I could have done that a few months ago. Shay's feedback gives me the confidence to send my tracks to the man who once used me as a punchline in a rap battle, Tony D.
Hello, mate.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right, bruv. Chilling in the sunshine.
Oh, nice. That's not bad. How's this week been?
It's all, you know what it's like coming to the end of term at school. No one wants to do any fucking work. Teachers, students, and it's hot today, so it's been on a mad one.
The question is, like, what did you think?
What did I think? Objectively, I loved it. Like, looking at it from the point of view of a writer and knowing how, like, where you started from, the beginnings of it, you weren't a rapper, and listening to what you did, like, the writing is impeccable. The writing is proper incredible. But in terms of as a hip hop listener, hip hop fan, I wouldn't listen to it because it's not. I like drugs and guns. That's just really what I like. But in terms of listening to it from a writing perspective, the way that you've managed, you've got the beat. You've managed to ride the beat in far better than you had started off.
Okay.
So yeah, like, but in terms of what you've done, yeah, you've improved massively, man. Like I genuinely taking away the fact, yeah, I like Mobb Deep and Conway and stuff like that. Listening to it, you're telling a story. It's an individual story. It's honest, which is the number one thing I think about hip hop itself is you've got to be honest. Doesn't matter what your story is. Tell an honest story, because it's one of them things you know you. So in order to write about you, it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of like the scariest and the easiest thing at the same time, isn't it? Like if you can be comfortable with it, you've got endless content, and no one can really knock you on what you're saying because it's you.
Exactly, because it's you. Yeah, so that was going to be my other point in terms of you can get people listening to it like, oh no, this is shit, it's not for me, but they're not listening for the same thing that I was listening for, which is that honesty, the realness that comes through it. The bipolar one was incredible. The hook was. Did you write the chorus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked. Do you know what? That's really nice because I really liked the chorus, and I'd read it to a few people, and I think they've been like, it's okay, and I was like, I felt like people didn't realize. I felt like it's a really good chorus because it's like no word is wasted, and it's hitting all those rhymes, and it's still.
It's exactly that. Yeah, it's word perfect. It rhymes perfectly, and it explains exactly. Like, yeah, it's amazing. The whole, like, yeah, you end up waiting for the light, and then by the time your eyes have adjusted, it's nighttime again. And it's like, in describing a cycle, it's absolutely bang on. Like, it's incredible. And the writing, obviously, you're a poet. You know what this is. You've been doing it. The writing is way up. But I can see where you've tweaked. I know the improvements you've made. I can see what you've struggled with and where you've just filled the gaps kind of thing. And okay, well, I couldn't do this before, but I'm going to give it a go. No, it's amazing. Well, for like I said, for someone, I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. I'm 41 next month. So it's a long time I've been doing this. You've just been doing this less than 10 years, right? And in terms of rapping on beat, less than a year.
Yeah.
So in terms of the progress you've made, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
After speaking to Tony, I decided it's time to send my mixtape off to Stefan Lukic. Stefan is still Red Bull's global head of music innovation, and he's still super friendly. He offers to have a Skype chat the very next day. Thankfully, this time, I don't have to travel to Mexico for feedback. Hey!
How are you?
Hey, Stefan, how you doing? Nice beard.
Look at you.
Did you get to listen to what I sent you over?
Yes, I did have time. I had time also to listen to the podcast. Amazing. I love them. All the episodes. Like, you are such a great storyteller, Mark. You are such a great, the way how you tell the stories, the way how you engage, the way how you, it's just, you are a master on that. You're a master on that. Because this is, at the end of the day, this is a boring story, and you made it so, and you make it so funny and entertaining, and I think you nail it.
Oh, thanks, Stefan. No, to be honest, I hadn't really thought about the craft of making a podcast. Do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of am focusing on just trying to be I just want to learn how to rap. That's cool. I think like Ross, my mate Ross, that I've been kind of chatting with and working with, has been a big help in putting it together. But I'm really, really pleased that you've enjoyed the story and the journey as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you are going through two important steps. One is the step of finding who you want to be as an artist.
I still don't think I've got that.
And the second step you are doing is the step of the creative process itself. That are the two main important things for any artist. Know who they are and knowing what they want to create. The rest of the things will come. But I think you are, especially on this piece of content, you on this journey, you are really going through that two very defining moments that are key for any artist. And I think you are very listening your podcast can very inspire not only rappers, but anyone who wants to find who they are and who they want to be and what they want to create, how they want to create. I think that's why I think your journey, it will be inspiring for any person, because it really opens that of who I want to be and what I want to do, what's my creation that I want to do. And I think you are inspiring people by doing that. So congrats, man. Congrats.
I don't know what to say. That's really kind. We only ever hear anything when it's finished and perfect a lot of the time. And a lot of young people I work with, they get really stressed out because they start writing something and it's not as good as the things that they're hearing. And they give up really quickly. And I kept saying to them, I was like, you've not seen all the failures that have happened before you see the success, right, that's put in front of you. And so, yeah, I kind of felt like it would just be, sometimes I think like struggle and failure is worth showing and documenting, but we don't really, I think particularly in rap, I suppose, there's not many examples for like young people I've worked with to look at of people finding it difficult.
For anyone who starts, wherever you start doing it, from cooking to driving to, you need a process to learn, to fail, to do mistakes, and you need to allow yourself for that. And of course, you need to challenge yourself. Of course, you don't have to be happy with the first recordings. Of course, you don't have to be happy with the first creations. But you don't have to give up. If that's what your talent is doing, if that's what your heart is doing, if that's what you enjoy, if that's where you don't mind spending hours and hours, go for it. And if you have 5,000 listeners, if you have 10, but you enjoy it, do it, because that's the key of what we should be doing in life. We should be doing things that we enjoy, independently of how many people listen to us, independently how many people engage with us. It's about what you want to do also in life, what makes you happy.
Yeah, you're right.
We are going again very deep. Sorry.
We are going very deep. No, that's all right. That's all right. What do you think of the tracks that I sent you?
They're good. I think they are. I would not say interesting, because I know that was the last time. No, I think, man, you did something very, I think, detailed. You can feel it on the production. You can feel it on the execution. You can feel it. You can really see that it's already well thought, even on small details. And let me tell you something else. I don't know if you find out who Mark Grist is, but at least listening to these tracks, I found an artist I want to listen more. So keep doing, and I'm looking forward to listen more coming from Mark Grist.
Where'd you get the Prosecco from?
Do you know what? I can't even remember.
You're such a fucking baller. We're gonna have to drink it out of these Spice Girl themed glasses.
So one of us gets to be Ginger and one of us gets to be Baby.
Which one do you want to be, man? There is no wrong answer here, quite frankly. I mean, you're dealing with the creme de la creme.
I would go Ginger, but if only podcasting was around back then, I think she would have definitely done something like this.
Yeah, she would have been a kind of...
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, she would have been a Joe Rogan type character.
Yeah.
So, it's fucking 1:45 in the morning. We've just finally had your mastered tracks, your mixtape sent through.
Yeah, because we're gonna release this stuff tomorrow. It's gonna be good.
How are you feeling?
Oh man, yeah. How do I feel?
Yeah. Like, do you think?
Do I think I can rap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think Tony's made me think that I do. I don't think. I've not asked him this.
Also, we should bear this in mind. We're not saying that you're a good rapper.
No, and I think this is the point.
It doesn't come with a value judgment necessarily, or not like a.
This is like going like. I'm not saying that it's like something that you go a certain distance and then finally, like, I can rap. I think I was accurate saying I couldn't at the beginning, because in my mind I couldn't, and now I've got beats that I'm listening to, and I'm already thinking of ideas and things I'd like to try and play about with, and how I could try and write things that could relate to them. That was closed off in my mind before. That I would never have done that before. There's so many more exciting, there's like a lot more mistakes I can make, but I think I will be able to see more value added. That's really exciting. That's really cool. But
Yeah, that's nice. You've probably written the most personal piece of writing you have ever written.
Yeah, I have.
In your fucking life.
Yeah, I feel.
And you wrote it now.
Yeah, that's true. During the series, a lot of people have messaged since I put that piece out, saying that it had like a really positive impact on them in some way, and or that they hoped I was okay in some way, or my awkwardness speaks of this. It is I find it really weird to be entering into communication with anyone about any of that kind of stuff, because I didn't really talk to anyone about it.
I don't know if it's been something which has been present, but yet it's been really uncomfortable to talk about. Rap gave you a way to talk about it.
I didn't feel I could do it otherwise.
And the great thing is, mate, if you don't want to talk about anywhere else, like, you don't have
That's
to.
the power of the music, though, because the music feels like you're talking to someone.
Yeah.
With the music, it was like I was writing and talking to a friend, but not one that needed me to perform to them, but was just happy for me to like say whatever I wanted to say to them. Yeah. So yeah, no, that was full on. I think if I was to change anything, I would have liked to get more pieces locked off. I'm frustrated with the fact that I've only got 4.
Well, like, this is the start of something, right?
Yeah, that's true. And I would say this. I've got like 10 tracks that are pretty much there, and I'm just gonna keep fiddling and working at them. I think I can get better.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not as bad as I thought I was, and I'm not as bad as I was.
Freestyle.
Yeah,
come on now.
it's Mark Grist.
It's Mark Grist.
Yeah, gonna spark with the mastering of language. That was pretty disastrous, but I can master this. I'm gonna faster blast your master with some dried up pasta. Oh jeez, take you to the regatta. This doesn't matter. This is not something that you are going faster than you should be going. I don't really know why. We need to end this disaster. Absolute ball ache. I don't know what to say. Ball ache. Ball ache. You're fake. No, you're not.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't really want to end it by saying you're fake. Ball ache. Your mate is a nose. Great. Right, fucking do. I have learnt so much. So that's us pretty much all done. The mixtape is also uploaded right now. It's episode 8 in this series. Have a listen to the 4 tracks, see what you think. If you have any feedback, I would love to hear it. You can hit me up on Twitter at MontyGristo with a Y, or you can email me at mark@markgrist.com. If you or anyone you know is up at the Edinburgh Fringe this summer, I'll be performing Mark Can't Rap, the live show, from the 3rd until the 18th of August at the Banshee Labyrinth on Nidri Street. I'd love to see you there. Thanks so much for joining me on this. I can't believe how many people have listened to this serial. How many people have messaged me about the whole project and what they've got from it. Thank you guys. If this has been useful for you, then I'm so pleased. It's been really useful for me too.